Hi knitters, Sarah Love Sockwool here. I have some time to record, so I'm just going to record an impromptu little episode 12. This is episode 12, isn't it? I think it is. You can correct me if I'm wrong, but I think it's episode 12. And I've been knitting socks. I've been working on my Cozy Memories blanket. I've been working on my sockhead hat. I finished a bunch of single socks. I do not have a pair to show today, but a pair of socks to show, but whatever, that's okay. So I think I'll just start showing you what I've been knitting. I'm recording on my iPhone, so I have no idea how much time it's going to give me, so I'll kind of go quick. So this may be a little fast episode. I hope that's okay. So, what did I finish first? Okay, so I finished, last week I showed this Hedgehog Fibers sock in the Monet colorway, which I love. I just love how this turned out. I love all these little shots of orange rust and purple and blue. So, I Kitchenered off the toe and then got the second one going. And look at this. This does not even look like it's from the same skein. Look at this. It's completely different. So it's like all the saturated color was in half the ball, and that's just kind of crazy. There's the ball. So I don't know if I'm just in an extra light part of the skein and then maybe it'll go back to being more saturated. I mean, it's fine. I don't care. There'll be fraternal socks. It's fine, but I've never had that happen before with socks. That's really interesting. But anyway, they're still fun to knit, and I'm enjoying it. I'm ready for the heel turn. I just haven't done it yet. But I'm proud of myself that I'm basically 3/4 done with this pair. Okay. Then I finished a sock that had been going for a long time. The Juliana's Fiber Above the Clouds. Can you see the sparkle? Perhaps you can see sparkle. This is the one where for some ridiculous reason I decided to do 40 rounds of 1x1 ribbing. I don't know why. I think just because I wanted to be able to do this. And so I can. But I am not looking forward to knitting 40 rounds of 1x1 ribbing again. But anyway, this one's done, so I'll add it to my pile of single socks that are completed. And this one is on the sock blocker, but I finished the Cyborg Craft Room 4x4 garter rib sock that I did a Fish Lips Kiss heel. And this is the Bangarang colorway. So it turned out pretty good. But look, it's so funny looking off of the sock blocker. It's just funny looking. Karen told me I just need to wet it and just kind of hand block it out, and then it will smooth it out because it's kind of all wrinkly. But I've knit this this pattern of 4x4 garter rib where you knit 4, purl 4 for 1 round, and then you knit a round, and it just makes such a yummy, fun, textured sock. I have 2 pairs of socks finished in this type pattern, and they fit amazingly well. So it's definitely worth doing, but boy, it took me a long time to finish this one. And I knit these toe up. So I have the yarn ready to cast on the second one. I just, I was just in the mood to finish a bunch of first socks and just clear the needles off and, I don't know. It was just good to be able to get lots of first socks done. Then behind me, I don't know if you can see, I've got this one that I finished. This is the Deborah Norville Serenity sock in pink sugar. You guys, I love this sock yarn. It is really fun to knit with. It's very velvety and plump, and yeah, I almost don't even know how to describe it. It's unlike any other sock yarn I've knit with. It is only 50% merino, or I don't even know if it's merino. It might be. I don't know. I have more of it. Let me just look at the label real quick. This is the colorway, pink sugar. Is it superwash merino? It is. It's 50% superwash merino, 25% rayon made from bamboo, and 25% nylon. So I think these will hold up pretty good. Several people have messaged me like on Instagram or maybe only Instagram saying that they do hold up well and that other people really like knitting with this as well. So yay! And then I used a charcoal heel, which is also Serenity sock. I have it right here, except it's stuck. Okay, here we go. So this is the charcoal. I don't even know who Deborah Norville is. Do you guys know who that is? I probably live under a rock that I don't know who that is, but she has her own sock yarn line, so she must be pretty important. But yeah, I really had fun knitting this. I knitted it up pretty quick. Of course, I do not have the second one on the needles yet, but I'm planning to cast it on shortly because I really want to wear these. I'm excited to see how they wear. So I think that's it for first socks that I finished. Was it yesterday? I think it was yesterday or the day before. I just was hit with a fit of fancifulness and decided to make myself a what is it called? Like, you know those monster socks where you magic knot a bunch of your favorite sock yarns and make a ball, and then you can knit a sock with it or whatever you want with it. So I was on Ravelry and I was on somebody's page. I think her Ravelry name is like Blueberries. She has an Etsy shop, but she makes these socks and sells them, and she calls them happy socks. And I don't think she does a magic knot. I think she just uses all different colors of sock yarn and knits fun, funky socks and then sells them on Etsy. But I just was having so much fun looking at her Ravelry page and all the different colorful socks she's made. So I just decided I'm just gonna make one. I have tons of leftover Opal and Regia and Zitron and what else? Fortissima. So yeah, I'm to the heel flap, and yeah, this was really fun to do. But you can see my purple Regia right there. This is Opal. This is Opal. This is Opal. Yeah, I've got a ton wound up in here. So yeah, I don't know if I'll end up making a pair of these or if I'll just finish, finish this one and pair it up with another finished Opal sock that I have that of course does not have a mate. So I'm just having good clean fun here, you guys, with the sock yarns that I have way too much of. Is that it for socks? I think that's it for socks. I picked up my sock head hat just this morning because I was organizing one of my baskets and it was in the basket, and next thing I knew I had been knitting on it for like 30 minutes. So this is Woolen Vine Yarns in her Lush base, and it's Dirty on Purpose. She doesn't have this base anymore. It's discontinued. I really love it. It's an MCN base. It's so soft and delicious and delightful. So this will probably be for Ben, although, like I've said before, he has lost every single sock head I've ever knit him. This is the third sock head I am knitting him. This is the definition of insanity because I keep knitting him sock head hats and then he keeps losing them. Although in his defense, it could be Marshall because he was wearing them as well. So it could be that they're now at the Goodwill because Marshall wore them to school, and then if he doesn't go retrieve them from the Lost and Found, they donate them all to the Goodwill. So hopefully some random person is wearing my sock head hats, and I sure hope they appreciate it because all of them were knit with MCN bases. So, and this one is as well. So I think what I might have to do is install a GPS tracking device into this sock head hat before I give it to him so that I can always know exactly where it is. How can I get a GPS tracking device for a hat? Do I need to call the CIA? Do I need to go on the black market? I don't know. But I am afeared to give this away because to even my own precious husband because he will lose it. And he doesn't do it on purpose. He's just not detail oriented, and so he loses things all the time. This is my second Life Factory water bottle because the first one he took it to a softball game and lost it right after I bought it, so he had to get me another one. So it's an occupational hazard being married to him, but it's worth it. So yeah, I hope I can crank this out in a couple days. I'm feeling inspired to finish it. And now I want to make more sock heads in MCN bases, but I don't have any. I only have one other skein of sock yarn that has cashmere in it. I might be having to stock some updates. Miss Vine, potentially tomorrow. Tomorrow's Friday. We'll see. I don't know. I need to be good. I have way too much sock yarn. It's ridiculous. Okay, so I worked on my Cozy Memories blanket. And I think I put about 4 more squares onto it, so I will show it to you. All right, so I put this square on. This is Cyborg Craft Room in her stellar self-striping. I think you can see the sparkle there. And then here's Monet Hedgehog Fibers, still with saturated color before I cast on my second sock. And then this is a mini that I got from Molly. I think it's Patton's Croy. It might be Mulberry Stripes. I think she knit leg warmers for Elodie out of that. I really like it. It was very soft and squishy and plush. It felt thicker than most sock yarns. And then here's Serenity in Pink Sugar. I love this little square. I love how all 3 colors of the stripes got in. I love it. And that's it. That's all I got done on my blanket. But I enjoyed those 4 squares very much. So I still have not cast on the campsite. What's wrong with me? I think the reason why is because I know the second I do, I will become completely obsessed with it and I will not get anything else done. So I'm trying to get some other things done first before I get obsessed with this, because I know I'm going to love it. So it's like I'm just saving that obsession for when my brain can handle it. If that makes any sense at all. Okay, why don't I move into a little stash enhancement? So I was enjoying knitting the Pink Sugar Serenity socks so much. Of course, I had to go find some more of this Serenity sock yarn. And I found 4 more balls on Etsy. I think it was kind of like a de-stash kind of deal, I think. So this one is called Mint. And so it's like kind of got like, you know, shots of Fair Isle and then like a real pale mint green. So I'm excited. I like this stuff. I love finding good cheap sock yarn that is fun to knit with. And then I got from the same shop, Picasso Marble, or Marble Picasso, or something like that. What do they call it? Picasso Marble. I think that looks like a good guy color. I'll probably make these for Ben. And if he loses them, it's fine, because, you know, they pretty much only cost about $3 a piece, $3 or $4 a piece, so I can let him have those. I can trust him with that. And then I had to get more Crazy Sauerball because Hot Yarns had Volca 8 back in stock, so I had to grab another ball of this. The pair, I've knit this colorway before. Earlier, I think back in April, except that was Volca 7. This is Volca 8. And I like it because the pink is darker in this dye lot of this colorway. Of all the socks I've knit this year, the Volca pair is my most favorite pair I've ever knit. So I had to get this colorway again. And Hot Yarns is a great resource for Crazy Sauerball if you're looking to get some, because the shipping is always only $2.99 and their prices are good, and they have quite a decent selection. They've got Arnie and Carlos, they've got the Regia Trend and Classic Tweed, they've got Crazy Sauerball, they've got lots of the Fortissima. Have you ever knit with the Fortissima sock yarns? they're fun. So they have lots of those. Yeah. Hot Yarns is good people. They are. Is that all for stash? No, it is not all for stash enhancement. My number 2 pencil came. It just came today. Look at this. This is, oh, it's kind of washing it out. This is the Yarn Enabler. She makes the Not Your Mother's Sock Monkey. And she makes a colorway called number 2 pencil. And see how it's like, okay, so here's the eraser and then the metal part, and then it goes into the yellow pencil. And then for the toes, you've got the wood and your lead. So I just absolutely love this. I am itching to cast this on, but I think I'm going to make myself wait and maybe have these be like my September socks, because it'll be fun to knit them like for back to school. Yeah, oh my goodness, I am thrilled that this came. And the super clever thing about how she dyes up her yarn, she asks you for, I think she pretty much just does, or not exclusively, but a lot of her colorways are self-striping, but she asks you, like in the drop down, like, do you want them to be cuff down or toe up? So I chose cuff down because that's how I like to knit my socks. And so the mini skeins are for the toe. So I guess like if you wanted to knit these toe up, she would give you the minis with the metal color and the eraser color as your minis for the end. Or I don't know, maybe she would still, I don't know what that would mean actually. I should never assume, but I was just thinking about that. That's just very neat how she accommodates your sock knitting preferences. So fun! And I think maybe some of you guys have ordered this. Maybe we should do a number 2 pencil knit along in September. Something to think about. Is that it for all my knittingness? I think that's it for the knittingness. As you can see behind me, I have been quilting like I do. In a fit of fancy, I decided, oh, I need to start another quilt, because it's not like I have 5 other quilts that have to be finished. But I had the fabric, and hold on, my phone's doing something. So anyway, I was taking a look at a peruse through my favorite quilting book in all of the entire world, and came across this one called Cascade Range. And let me find a better picture so you can look at it. This is what it's supposed to look like when you're done. And at first I was like, oh, I don't think I like that. I'll never make that one. But then I realized, no, I really do like it. And my fabric that I had purchased would work. So I don't know if you can see behind me, like the V, and I sewed this 4 patch together to make a diamond, because you're only making the same block. You're not doing anything different. You're making the same block times 30, but depending on which way you orient your block, you can get 3 different quilt patterns, shapes, whatever. So I thought, oh, I want to do diamonds. So I sewed that together, but then after I was sewing more of them, I was like, no, I like the V shape kind of check marks better. So this is sewn together, so I'm still going to incorporate that into the finished quilt somehow, but it'll just kind of be random. But I love it. It's been really fun to do. So I've got 10 of them done, and I have to do 30. So I'm 1/3 finished. And then, as if that's not enough, I decided to play with my vintage vintage sheet fat quarters. So I just cut them into big blocks, and I've been stripping them together on long strips of batting. So I'm still doing quilt as you go, but it's just really fast. Like some of them I'm doing like wavy lines, and then some I'm doing big X's. And so I've got 4 strips done, and then I've got to do, I think, about 4 more for it to be a nice lap-sized quilt. So yeah, I just kind of cut, I think I cut 9-inch blocks from my vintage sheets. And they're so soft, like they're the perfect summer quilt, because the fabric just feels so cool against your skin, like it cools you off. So it's nice. I hope over the next couple days I can crank that out. We'll see. We'll see. My changing moods. There's no accounting for them. So, you know, I think that is it. I hope you guys don't mind a little quick episode 12. I hope everyone's summer is going well. We're halfway through July. It has been beastly hot and humid here. Technically not that hot, but because it's been so humid, it feels way hotter than it actually is. Like today, it just feels like a swamp. So I'm going to stop recording so I can turn the air conditioner back on. I had to turn it off so you could hear me. So thank you to everyone who chitter chatters away in the Love Sockle group. Thank you so much. And I saw there's a new, I don't know if she's new, but I believe her name's Julie. She was asking questions about beginning sock patterns, and she started her own thread. And thank you to everyone who just rallied around her and answered her questions. And you guys are great. I apologize that I'm not always as chatty in the group because I don't get on my computer to respond as much. So I'm just so thankful that you guys are so wonderful and you're just talking amongst yourselves and making new people feel welcome. That is fantastic. Thank you so much. And I hope you're knitting your second socks. Clearly, I have not been. I'm a terrible example, but I'll try to do better next round, but I'm not making any promises. All right, see you later. Bye.